What up, YouTube? I'm back with another crazy story. Has anybody ever dated someone that was borderline crazy? Like, when I mean crazy, they done things that have you be like, no, I can't do this no more, or I can't with life right now. Like, in the comments below, when you comment on this video or when you see this video, drop in the comments the craziest thing somebody you dated have ever done to have you just like, wow. Like, this story is basically about me. I dated a woman who was crazy. Like, I can't describe her crazy. You understand what I'm saying? I cannot describe her crazy. It was just something that stuck with me. It stuck with me for a while. It stuck with me to this day. I met this girl through a mutual friend. I met her at like a block party. I was at a block party, me and my guy, my homeboy, and my cousin. We was mobbing out. And, on that block that we went to, I seen a mutual friend that I knew, that we all basically knew. And we was talking to her and, we was chopping it up, basically. That a mutual friend that we saw on this block, she lived on that block. Or it's either she lived on that block or she had family on the block. Either way, she was over there and she was, and she knew basically everybody in the area. And Ashley and her, a few of her friends walked up to us because we was all chopping it up, talking and chilling and everything. And she was just like, yo, so they was talking for like a good 5 minutes before she caught a glance at me and was like, yo, who's that? Whatever. I can hear it because I'm standing close enough to hear the conversation. I'm telling my man's like, yo, bro, she's talking about me. How you know? She described my clothes. So he's like, wow, like, my man's knowing him. He like, boy, I told you, boy. I told you, boy. I'm like, boy, I ain't even trying to hear you right now. But anyway, so the mutual friend, she comes back over to me. She's like, yo, one of my friends want to talk to you, whatever. So I'm like, who are you talking about? She like, oh, her right here. I'm like, yo, she want to talk to me. Come, tell her step to me. Like, so she was kind of shy. Crazy people are the shyest people. In case you didn't know, they shy. Like, they're shy. So she was shy. Mind you, she had her whole peanut gallery. She had a group. She had her friends all with her. There was no reason for her to be shy. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't want to come over at first. So he's like, all right, I ain't sweat it. So as I was like, my man was like, yo, let's go to the store real quick. He wanted to stay on the block party because it was type lit over there. It was type lit. So, and she was like, oh, they getting liquor, whatever. And we was like, nah, we just gonna go cop our own bottle. So we went to the store. She was like, oh, you leaving already? Like, you leaving already? They about to bring the liquor, whatever. I'm like, nah, we just gonna go cop our own and we gonna be chilling. We gonna come right back. She's like, make sure you come back. So I was like, all right. Went to go cop like 2 bottles. Came back, posted up on the block, somewhere where we could just chill and be cordial. You feel me? We chilled over there, posted up. She's like, I got food. My family giving away all the food. They don't want no food left over. Just come get a plate. I'm like, you could bring me a plate because I don't want to go over there. And they look at me funny. You know how it is when you go to somebody's cookout and you trying to get a plate, but you ain't trying to be suspect looking. She's like, I got you. I'll bring you a plate. So she sends Ashley with the plate. Ashley and 2 of her other friends with plates for me, my cousin, and my man. So I was like, yo, thank you. So I'm like, I'm talking to her now. Now I got her by herself. Like, so let me just talk to her real quick. Told my cousin, watch over my food real fast. And I'm chopping it up with Shorty. She's acting real shy, like, shy. You know what I mean? So she's like, I'm just a little shy around new people and you mad cute and all that. She get to talking her shit. So I'm like, all right, just, be cordial, loosen up. She's like, I am, I'm trying. So they get her a drink for her to loosen up. The mutual friend of mine, right, she was like, yo, be careful with her. When she get a little tipsy, she get bucked. I paid it no mind when she said that. I should have listened. I should have fucking listened. So Shorty was like, yo, I'll be right back. She went over her group, her friends, talking to them, and they started drinking. They got her drinking and all that. They got her going. She had 1 cup. So I started to see her dancing and all that. They started to play the reggae. My man started getting hyped. He like, yo, they play the reggae. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, Mind you, all three of us is drinking. We chilling. So she started drinking. Her and her group started dancing and all that. They started playing the reggae and they start wilding now. As they start wilding, they start bringing their whole crowd to where we was at. They start bringing it that way. So I'm saying to myself, oh, Smiths. Oh, Smiths. Oh, Smiths. They bring their peanut gallery. They getting lit. One of her homegirls, they grab up my man's. My man's is like, he was feeling the music, so she grab up on him. One of her other friends grab up on my cousin. They start dancing. They push her up on me. So I'm like, all right. Bend over. They play that song. Bend over, bend back. You know that reggae joint. You know, they play they real reggae over there, you know. Bend over and start, dancing with her and all that. Bang, bang. They start cheering her on and all that. She started to try to get crazy on me. Boop, boop. She tried to do all types of wickedness. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not about to do me like this. So the music stopped for whatever reason. The DJ said something was going on. So the music stopped. It messed up everybody's kind of mood. It was like, she was like, oh, you could dance or whatever. You could dance or whatever. I was like, you're not going to show me up in front of my guys and have me looking crazy out here. So we chopping it up some more. She started to loosen up. She had her looking in her system. So she started to loosen up. She started loosening up and, opening more, having conversation, really getting in tune with what I was talking about with her. So she was like, let me get your number. 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 I kid you not, the whole night she did not want to leave from where I was at. I'm sitting on the steps, chilling, drinking. She's sitting right next to me, chopping it up with me. Her friends come over. They sitting with us. They smoking weed, passing it around, chopping it up. Then they were trying to play some games over there. I'm like, oh, they really trying to get crazy over here. Mind you, we outside. Block party. We outside. Getting crazy. Then she was like, I got to dip. They were supposed to be going to another party. So she dipped. So, we exchanged numbers or whatever. And she was texting me since then. Let's fast forward now. Let's fast forward 2 months. Me and her been kicking it, been chilling, been linking up here and there. Nothing too crazy. Linking up, chilling, walk through the park. Regular link up shit. I ain't look at her as like, it's my shorty or nothing like that. I looked up as like a friend. You got to friend zone these females before you jump into anything with them. So just going to regular chilling, walking through the parks and, going out for lunch and all that. Nothing too crazy. Bring her around the fam. You know what I mean? So she was getting comfortable enough to be, on me now. Like, oh, you my little boo and all that. No, listen, all that. And invited me to her crib. The part where she invites me to her crib is, I want to say, the first time anything went down between us. Mind you, I still looked at her as a friend, and I should have nipped it in the bud right then and there. I should have said, yo, listen, I don't want nothing else but a friendship right now. That's what I should have said. But knowing as a guy, you don't think up here, you think down there. Came to her crib. You know what I mean? She lived with her pops and her other sister. It's just them. Her pops mad cool. Her pops had stepped out. You know what I mean? He stepped out or whatever. And as I pulled up to her crib, she was in a robe. I'm thinking maybe she's sick. I'm like, yo, if you sick, like, you know what I mean? I'll get you some Tylenol, some NyQuil or something, and, just chill with you for a good hour or two. She's like, I ain't sick, boy. She played it off like she wasn't sick. She just waited till her father to leave to reveal what she had under there. And I'm like, once he did, she dropped the robe. Under that robe, he woke up. He woke up. I was still asleep. He woke up. And she was just like, mind you, shorty body was nice. It was beautiful. She had a nice little cute pudge. It was just like, wow. Mind you, I'm still asleep in the head. I'm still trying to process the fact that you faked this whole sickness so your daddy did, basically. You woke him up. I'm not up. He's up. This the part when you start thinking down there instead of up here. She getting up on the dude. It went down. I'm going to tell y'all this. It went down. And it went down. That's all I'm going to say. Right then and there, I should have just said afterwards, like, yo, this can't happen again. You know what I'm saying? I should have been more the mutual person. I should have been the mature person to be like, this can't happen again. It shouldn't have happened again. You know, us guys, we don't think up here, we think down there. So, especially, you know, if you're dealing with a person you don't want to deal with like that, you shouldn't do it. You know, don't push something that don't need to be pushed at the end of the day. That goes for women too. You know what I mean? If you don't want to really deal with a man, or if you don't really want to deal with a woman like that, don't think down there, think up here. In my case, I didn't think up here. You know what I mean? So I let it get too far. It was after that one time, it went downhill from there. This is where the crazy kicks in. After I left her crib right after that, I went back to my aunt's crib to take a shower, you know, change my clothes. I had my clothes and stuff at my aunt's crib. She's blowing up my phone. Within the time I left her crib to go to my aunt's, she called me about 40 times. She called me about 40 times. And that was in a good, 20-minute bracket. In 20 minutes, she called me 40 times. She called me 40 times. 40 fucking times. So I'm like, yo. You know, I hit a call her back, like, yo, you blowing up my phone? I'm sorry, I didn't know I was calling you that much. I thought something had happened. I'm like, yo, I just left your crib 20 minutes ago. Oh, I really missed you, and I didn't want you to leave so fast. I know I fell asleep. I said, I told you I was kind of leaving. I wasn't supposed to stay as long as I did. She was like, you right, I apologize. After the apology, I brushed it off. I shouldn't have did that. She's texting me, you know, she's sending me, you know, the little pictures here and there, and I'm just like, yo, you know, slow up a little bit. I'm saying to myself, slow up instead of saying it to her. In my mind, I'm like, damn, she fire. Like, oh my God, like this body is crazy. I let it go on too long. You know what I'm saying? I let it go on too long. Another thing she did was do a pop-up, an unannounced pop-up. Not only she did a pop-up, she found where I was at. In my mind, I'm thinking, how she found where I was at? And, you know, I put my location up on IG when I shouldn't have did that. She popped. Mind you, I don't got this girl on IG. I do not have her on IG. But my page is public on IG. I put up a little picture, posted up, and where I was at, she pulled up there. I'm posted up with the guys. She pulled up there. I turn around. She pulled up there. She was right there. I turn around. What the Ash? What? How you? What? You know, I'm stuck. Like, oh, she like, what's up? I ain't know you was here. You ain't know I was here. You posted right next to me. How you not know I'm here? She like, oh, but since you here, what's up? I'm like, what up? Like, the hell? Like, so I'm like, my man's like, yo, boy, like, what's good? Like, I'm looking at him like, yo, bro, I didn't even know she knew who I was. I look at her like, yo, how you know I was here? She like, I saw your location on IG. I said, I don't even have you on IG. She said, I know. Yeah, but your page is public, so I found you. Like, how'd you find me? This girl went through looking through likes on people's pages to find me. I said, wow, boy. Wow, boy. You really went through somebody's likes? She's like, yeah. This is all of a one night, like a one-time session. So I'm just like, wow, like, you really went through the likes? She like, yeah, I went through the likes. Found you. And I looked at it. I had to look at the face. I studied you. Then I went through the page. And I was like, oh, that's you. So that you posted a picture about 20 minutes ago. And I came over here. I said, you had to come over here? She's like, yeah, I want to see you. I just saw you the other day. Like, mind you, I was FaceTiming this girl the other day, too, all day. More red flags. I had told her, she was like, yo, she asked me, what you doing next weekend? So I hesitated to answer her because I didn't really want her to know what I was doing. But my man was so hyped next to me. He was like, yo, boy, you know what you doing next weekend? We out. We going to, we was going to Cali. Me and him, we going to Cali. She like, oh, why are you going to Cali? That's what's up. That's what's up. Where you going to be in Cali? I don't know Cali that way. I ain't really tell her where I was gonna be. So I'll let you know when I get there. She like, all right. You don't know where you going. Like, she kept antagonizing. Like, you don't know where you gonna be. You don't want to tell me. Like, it's cool. It's cool. The weekend I go to Cali. You feel me? Catch the morning flight. Got there about the afternoon. I'm in Cali. You know what I mean? We out there. You know what I mean? Me and my man's Copper Rental. We go to the. We booked the Airbnb. Posted a pickup. Tell me why later that night she pulled up in front of the Airbnb. Her and 3 other girls pulled up in front of the Airbnb, calling my name. In the neighborhood we don't even know. Come here, Carter, you here? And I'm like, me and my man's looking at each other like, nah, that's not her, boy. We look out the window, yes, it's her and her girl, 2 of her girlfriends. So they barged in the crib. My man was going to the door. They barged in the crib. She like, where he at? She come looking up through the crib, looking for me in bathrooms, cabinets. She's looking like, really looking. And I'm just like, yo, what's good with you? I didn't even tell you where I was. I didn't even put the location up this time. She said, I just knew you would be in Cali, so I came here. Because you knew I would be in Cali, you came here? What? This is too much for me. You stalking me. You looking stalkerish. She like, no. Then she flipped. Oh, fuck you, this and this. You know, she start going over. This and that and this and that and this and that. I'm pregnant. Her friends is like flabbergasted. Like, you pregnant, girl? You pregnant, girl? For real, for real? She like, yup. I'm a whole month. You tripping, right? Because you know I wore a condom, right? Nope, I'm pregnant. I got the sonogram in my bag. Mind you, she's lying. She lying. I'm like, this is too much for me. I can't do this the whole week. Where y'all staying at? Tell me why her homegirl's like, oh, she told us we was going to be crashing here. Why would you tell them that? Because I'm with my baby father. I'm not your baby father, boy. Like, they had their own rental. Thank God for that. So my mans and I was getting ready for a party that same night. You know, the 2 girls went to go do something else, right? They went to go do something else. They was walking wherever they was going. I guess it was convenient for them, so they was like, they're going to go walk. Me and my mans left. She jumped in the car too, told me I'm going to go meet up with my girls. She lied and followed me to that party. She followed me to that party and was watching me the whole time. I turned my head. I've been in the party for about a good 4 hours before I turned my head and realized she was right there just looking at me like this. And I'm like, yo, this is too much. This is too much. I get back to the crib. My mother's calling me. You know, I'm talking to my mother. Well, we was at this late, but, you know, back in New York, it was early. She like, why some girl calling me talking about she your baby mother? What's her name, Ashley? She's like, yeah, how you know the girl? I said, nah, the girl's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy. The girl was making fake pictures, putting both our faces on them on Instagram, tagging me in them. Found my Facebook page, tagging me in all types of pictures. My man's sitting here laughing at me. I told you, boy. It's not funny. It's not a game. This has to stop. Like, she made a big scene the next day. Police had to get involved. She cut the tires to the rental. She broke the windows. She used her rental to hit the other car. Like, she then almost torched the motherfucker. I'm like, yo, this is too much. The Airbnb, she broke the windows. Like, she was just destroying stuff. And it was just like, her friends just didn't know what to do. I'm like, y'all know her. We don't. What's going on? They told us she's diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I'm like, this is not even funny no more. Like, don't play like that. They was like, for real. I'm like, yo, It got to the point where she was outside on the street wilding. The neighbors came outside. At first, I thought it was just she's crazy. But for her to be diagnosed with a bipolar disorder, now this is just over the top for me. This is too much for me. You know, this is too much for me. And I'm like, you know, I went over to her like when she was wilding and screaming. I'm like, yo, you got to calm down. You're making a big scene. You're destroying things. The police is probably going to be over here because we're in a neighborhood where we don't really live and you're doing too much. You know, I'm trying to calm her down. I'm trying to talk to her down. So she, no, tell me you love me. I'm like, yo, stop. You want to hear it? You got to calm down. She didn't want to calm down. The police get called. Once they get there, I fall back now. I'm like, I'm done with this. This is too much. You feel me? We was in Cali for 2 days. My man was towed up like, yo, this rental was almost destroyed, bro. They made her pay for the damages on both of the rentals. And I had left the trip early. They booked her in jail. Tell me why she's on the next flight behind me on her way home. Like, but you was just in jail. Like, how were you released that fast? Like, it was the craziest experience I ever dealt with. Like, another female lying about fake being pregnant again, you know. But that was just too much for me, you know, screaming in the Publix, destroying rentals, destroying Airbnbs, faking pregnancies and stalking me from far. And it was just too much, you know, like, it was just too much. When I had stopped talking to her for about a good 6 months. I blocked her on everything for a good 6 months. I was at a restaurant, you know, with some family members, cousins, you know, some friends or whatever. She's at the restaurant. She's at the restaurant, but she's on a date with somebody else. She's with her little peanut gallery. And she walked up to me because I was like coming from like out of the bathroom area. She was like, it's been a long time. I'm like, whoa, I act like I forgot her name. She said, you remember my name, don't play. Don't play. I don't really remember your name, but I'm pretty sure you're going to tell me. It's Ashley, mother effer. It's Ashley. So her date come over, like, everything is good. She was like, everything is fine. You can go ahead, boo. I'm just talking to an old friend. So I'm like, I basically just excused myself. It's like, you enjoy yourself. She was like, so you just going to walk away? And I looked at her and said, yes, I am. I'm not dealing with this. I went back to my table. It was time for us almost to, like 10 minutes later, it was time for us to go anyway. We paid the bill, we left. She comes outside behind me like, so this is what you do? Moving on. That was pretty fast. And I'm like, everybody looked back. She's there talking crazy. So my people was looking like, yo, who's she talking to? Who's that? I don't know. We all just kept going. Then she started talking crazy to one of my cousin's friends. They exchanging words back. It's getting heated. Her date come outside, snatch her up. The girl got a low 45 in her purse, and she started throwing it. I'm like, nah, boy, you throwing bullets, boy. You throwing nah. This was over the cake for me. It got to the point where it scared him too, and he left her there. He left her there. So, you know, if your date leave you, you know it's real. The cops wasn't too far. It was one dude on the bike who pulled up first. When cops came, we just left. We was like, we can't deal with this. The crazy part about it was, you know, when more cops came, seen us running, they ran up on us. Was like, what happened? You know how cops is. The dude on the bike apprehended her. She tossed her gun. I don't think it was registered, but she tossed it. You know, people in the store saw her shooting it. They were just asking her, you know, the girl, where's the gun? Where's the gun? She's sitting there crying to the officers like, I don't know, I ain't take my meds today, lying. I said, nah, y'all got to take her away. We don't feel safe. You got to take her away. I said, after that, I didn't ignore the red signs no more from women. You know, if people show you red signs, those red flags early, even in the talking stage, don't ignore them. It's real. You know, pay attention. especially to those who are diagnosed with bipolar disorders. Pay attention to those people. Don't ignore them. You know, try your best to help them because they need help too. Everybody needs help. You know, I just wish I knew how to handle the situation better at the time. Now I look back, I could be like, you know, I should have handled that much better. You know, I haven't spoken to Ashley in years. I haven't. But she was just the craziest person I ever dealt with.